Keep up to date everywhere. News Talk 820 WBAP.
In the WBAP newsroom.
All right, 719 WBAP.
Is it bad that if HR has a hospitality table at a company Christmas party set up?
I don't know if that's good or it's bad, or I'm not so sure. But our next guest can tell us. Michael Ray Newman with the Ziglar International. He's the CEO, kind enough to carve out some time for us because holiday parties are upon us. But Michael, folks, this can be a tough time. They can lose their job over a holiday party, can't they?
You definitely can lose your job or alienate yourself, and if your company's culture needs an HR table, you really might be in trouble.
Wouldn't that be something?
Hey, are there ways, though, that we can actually turn a Christmas party into advancement as far as our career is concerned?
Oh, yes, sir, for sure. And now, especially now, it's all about networking, and we have a little deal at Ziglar when it comes to the sales piece of it. You're not always selling, but we're always prospecting. And the new millennials that are coming in and the ones that are engaged, they are always prospecting and networking and looking for that next step, next level.
All right, give us a couple of tips and what can we do to advance our career at the company holiday party? I'm assuming it's keep your shirt on.
That's pretty. It's not your daddy's Christmas party anymore, is
right.
it? Lampshade stays on the lamp, and make sure you take care of yourself. But what a good opportunity is not to get too personal, but also don't talk business. I mean, go in there, let yourself be known, let people get to know you, and there's people that go in with their actual hit list is what they call it. It's not really probably the right term, but they really have people they circle in on, and there's certain circles and departments they want to be a part of, and they actually check them out on social media, creep up on them a little bit on their social pages, and they really try to get to know those people.
I want to ask you about relationships that can possibly blossom after traffic, if you don't mind hanging on with us here. Michael Ray Newman is the CEO of Ziglar International. He's with us right now to tell us how we should behave at the office Christmas party. Is there room for a man to go up to a woman at an office Christmas party and say, listen, I've kind of been watching you for 2 or 3 months. Would you like to go out and have a bite to eat or a drink sometime next week? Can you hook up and do that at an office Christmas party?
Absolutely. An office Christmas party is, just if you're doing it appropriate, the way you just put it, that's fine.
Okay.
That's absolutely okay.
But to get drunk and say, I want to sleep with you,
right. Or,
you can't do that.
Yeah, just don't say you want to stuff their stocking or anything like that.
Brian?
Try to avoid that. What? You don't want to say that. It really is, isn't it? You don't want to go there.
Okay. Don't Joe Namath yourself, yeah.
Should you make a point? You said you kind of have a hit list or folks that you want to run into. Should you make a point of making sure that the boss sees you there?
For sure. Yeah, there's no doubt. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times the boss's spouse makes sure that person knows your name and sees you there, and just kind of randomly bump into the boss. It's really funny because you can Google it now and look out there. There are things, a list of how-tos and not to do at the office Christmas party as far as advancing your career.
Right. You mentioned millennials and the networking and the shaking hands and the talking and going back and forth. Does that also tell a boss that these people are here for us to advance themselves and they're wanting to leave and move on? What does that mean? What does that say?
Well, it's really uncomfortable for a lot of millennials to engage personally and professionally as well because of the technology. But the ones that have that are not just collaborating but are ready to compete and move on, it does show that they're driven, number one, but it also shows that they're willing to take the step and their perception is not reality in a lot of cases. So it is. We think it's a real positive thing.
You got to have some go-to lines or subjects that you want to talk about that you know that are fairly common. Yeah. But as you said, don't talk business there.
Yeah, you try to stay away from the project, the roadmaps, the project manager list. But a really good thing, and what we really like to encourage people to talk about or bring up is 2017 goals. And you talk about their personal and professional, and how do they, ask them questions because people love to talk about themselves. How do they stay balanced? And just ask questions like that about what their goals are for 2017, and if they had to get 2016, and keep the conversation positive, but also talk about themselves personally. And people love to talk about themselves.
That's a good advice.
Yeah. So don't go up to the boss and say, hey, listen, after the year's over, can we talk about a raise?
Yeah. Don't bring it up. Don't be direct. But you can bring up stuff around the holiday. How are the holidays going for you?
Yeah,
your plans and things like that. Michael Ray Newman from the Ziglar International joining us right now. You remember last year, Shaw was walking around, kept walking around. Hey, you want to lick my candy cane? And it was like so uncomfortable.
It's not going to get you anywhere.
It really was.
That's just not going to get you anywhere, Shawnee. Wow, that was.
So I just hope we get the same caterer we had last year, Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Caterer.
Turns out it's pretty good.